James Gunn just dropped some huge news. The sequel to Superman is officially happening, and it's going to be called Man of Tomorrow, hitting theaters on July 9th, 2027. Honestly, that's kind of wild when you think about it, because for the longest time, there were people saying Superman wasn't even profitable at the box office. But clearly, that's not the case. The film has already pulled in $612 million worldwide, and that's not even counting the extra money it's been raking in from digital sales. That's a solid number for any superhero movie, and it really shows there's still an audience out there for the Man of Steel. The announcement came with some really interesting artwork by legendary comic book artist Jim Lee. In the picture, we see Superman standing alongside Lex Luthor, who's decked out in his iconic green and purple battle armor. What makes this so interesting is that there's been other promo artwork floating around where Superman and Lex are actually shown fighting. So right now, it's a bit of a mystery. So are they teaming up, or are they squaring off against each other? Traditionally, Lex only puts on that power suit when he's preparing to go toe-to-toe with Superman, so seeing him standing next to him in a seemingly united way is fascinating. It raises the possibility that maybe Lex suits up to help Superman take on a bigger threat. That would be a pretty big twist, since we usually only see him as a straight-up villain. Now, the title Man of Tomorrow is a familiar one for comic fans. It's been used in various Superman comic book runs over the years, but it's not tied to a single definitive storyline. So while Gunn and his team may be drawing inspiration from those comics, it's not clear which one exactly. We might get some clues if we revisit that series, but it could also just be more of a thematic nod than a direct adaptation. On top of that, there was also the 2020 DC animated movie Superman Man of Tomorrow, which was kind of an origin story showing Clark Kent balancing his life at the Daily Planet while stepping into his role as Superman. That film featured villains like Lobo and Parasite, and interestingly enough, Lobo has already been confirmed to appear in Supergirl, formerly titled Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which makes fans wonder if he could pop up in this sequel too. Is Lobo going to be the main villain of Man of Tomorrow? Probably not. He's more of a chaotic anti-hero bounty hunter, not exactly someone you'd need Superman and Lex Luthor in power armor to deal with. A bigger cosmic level threat like Brainiac seems more likely. He's one of Superman's most iconic and dangerous foes, and it would make sense to bring him in if Gunn is setting up a larger saga. Parasite was also featured in that animated movie, and while it would be cool to see him in live action, there's been no indication from Gunn yet that either Parasite or Lobo will actually appear in this sequel. As far as the cast goes, we already know David Corenswet will be back as Superman, and Nicholas Hoult is reprising his role as Lex Luthor. Rachel Brosnahan is also expected to return as Lois Lane, which means we'll likely see the rest of the Daily Planet crew back as well. In fact, actor Wendell Pierce, who plays Perry White, accidentally let it slip during an interview that he'd be coming back. On top of that, Isabella Merced, who played Hawkgirl, has already shared the Man of Tomorrow announcement photo on her socials, hinting she'll be returning too. If she's back, then it's safe to assume Eddie Gathegi as Mr. Terrific and Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner will also return. That means we'll be seeing the Justice Gang lineup that Gunn started building in the first film, which is exciting because it hints at a much bigger team dynamic going forward. This connects back to something Gunn said earlier about Superman being part of a larger Superman saga within the DCU. From the sound of it, Man of Tomorrow isn't just a straight Superman-focused sequel, it's more of a team-up movie with Superman as the centerpiece. So if you felt like the first film already had too many side characters, you might be concerned here, because it looks like Gunn is doubling down on that approach. Instead of pulling back to make Superman the sole focus, he's likely going to lean into building out the DCU with multiple heroes working together against a massive threat. Personally, I think that's exciting because it makes Superman feel like the anchor of this larger world rather than just existing in a bubble. Now let's talk production. With a release date set for July 2027, the movie is almost certainly already in pre-production. That means they'll probably start filming either later this year or early next year. Big blockbusters like this take a long time to shoot and even longer to edit, add visual effects, and polish up. So if cameras start rolling by early 2026, they'll be on track to meet the following summer's release date. Cameos are another big question mark. In the first Superman film, we got a surprise appearance from Peacemaker, so there's a decent chance he could pop up again. Gunn has been very secretive about the final episodes of Peacemaker Season 2. He only screened 6 episodes to the press, so we don't know what connections might be set up there. We also know there's a Green Lantern series called Lanterns on the Way, so could we see Jon Stewart show up in this film? That would be a cool way to introduce him on the big screen. And with Supergirl releasing in 2026, it seems almost inevitable that Millie Alcock's Supergirl will appear in the Superman sequel. Gunn tends to reuse characters across projects, so it would make sense to have her show up there too. Gunn has also teased a new Wonder Woman project and hinted that she could appear in the DCU sooner than people expected. Could that mean she makes her debut in Man of Tomorrow? It's not a sure thing, but it's definitely on the table. As for Batman, it's a little trickier. Gunn has made it clear he wants to keep the DCU Batman and Matt Reeves' Elseworlds Batman separate, especially since The Batman Part 2 is also dropping in 2027. So while it'd be cool to see Batman pop up here, is probably not going to happen this time. Switching gears to box office talk, Superman is still performing both in theaters and on digital. While Warner Brothers hasn't released exact digital numbers, we know premium on-demand sales can bring in tens of millions of dollars. For instance, Wicked made a record-breaking $70 million in its first week of digital sales in just the US and Canada. If Superman has been doing even half that, it means the film has made a significant amount beyond its $612 million box office. And even though some people criticize how quickly movies hit digital these days, the reality is this strategy has become standard. Studios have tested longer waits and it hasn't paid off. Releasing on premium digital within 15 to 45 days gives them a second wave of revenue while the film is still fresh in people's minds. So when you add that into the mix, Superman is actually doing extremely well financially, and the sequel announcement will probably give it another small boost at the box office and on digital this weekend. So yeah, that's where things stand right now. James Gunn has officially announced Man of Tomorrow as the sequel to Superman, and it looks like it's shaping up to be a bigger, bolder movie, with Superman teaming up, or possibly clashing, with Lex Luthor and a whole lineup of heroes and maybe even villains. But I want to know what you think. Are you excited about this sequel? Do you like the idea of Superman sharing the spotlight with other characters? Or would you rather see a film that focuses more on him alone? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I really want to know what you think. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the Cinema Maverick channel for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.